In this Sekiro Shadows Die Twice guide, we're going to be taking an in-depth look at the Mistraven prosthetic tool. This is the 7th of 10 such guides exploring every facet of these, from explaining just what each upgrade does to how they can best be utilized in combat. I've decided to do the Mistraven next because it's perhaps one of the most intriguing tools of them all. You can find the Mistraven prosthetic tool in the Harada estate not too far from the Bamboo Thicket Slope idol. Head forward and grapple up the left cliff, then hop into the water and swim forward until you can grapple out on the right. Head forward again and then break some bamboo on your right, then wall jump up and head left to the shrine. Defeat the purple ninja there and loot the Mistraven. Take it to the sculptor to gain this tool. The Mistraven prosthetic tool allows the player to teleport in any direction after being struck while in Mist Stance. Mist Stance is activated by pressing R2 and only lasts about 1 second. This means you must time your R2 almost perfectly in order to pull off the teleport. If you don't get hit while activating Mist Stance, then you will not spend any spirit emblems. Note that if you don't press any direction when using Mist Stance, you will teleport straight up into the air. This prosthetic tool works very well against humanoid enemies that are aggressive and should be timed the moment they deflect your attack. For example, when fighting Genichiro Ashina, Lady Butterfly, Great Shinobi Owl, or any of the Lone Shadow or Purple Ninja enemies, play aggressively and the moment they deflect, they usually counterattack. This is the moment to use Mistraven to get behind them and then attack into their backside. Phangan Blade is nearly a must for this prosthetic because it allows you to attack in a wide sweeping arc from behind or a plunging attack from the air. This sweeping attack hits multiple enemies for lots of damage, making the tool more useful when facing multiple enemies. In addition, it closes the gap between you and your opponent nearly instantly, increasing the time you'll be able to attack from directly behind the enemy. The Aged Feather Mistraven allows you to use the same teleport in the same manner, but also if you've been struck by an attack, knocked down, or staggered. This upgrade is an improvement because there will be times when you fail in your timing of Mist Stance, and this will allow you to teleport in many of those instances. On top of that, it will provide you with a quick means of escaping if the enemy is going for the kill shot while you lie on the ground. You can quickly go from being nearly dead to right behind the enemy, hitting them in the back in the blink of an eye. The Great Feather Mistraven is hands down one of the best prosthetic tools in Sekiro. It has the same functions as the previous iteration of this tool, but also leaves behind a fiery explosion. This explosion deals burn damage in a trail following you, and can set the burning status abnormality. This allows you to set enemies on fire while you teleport through or above their attacks, on top of the damage you deal from Phangan Blade and follow-up hits. This works amazingly well against a single target or a group of enemies. When used in conjunction with oil, the Great Feather Mistraven can hang in there with Okinaga's Flame Vent in terms of damage by providing you an opportunity to attack into the back of the enemy. In addition, you will be invulnerable during the fire attack, making it less likely you will get hit. Consider using this prosthetic if you plan to use oil and would like a bit more mobility. Final tips. The Great Feather Mistraven works exceptionally well in both the Guardian Ape and Headless Ape fights. This is because it isn't hard to set the ape on fire, and in the Headless Ape fight, you can teleport through simultaneous attacks while dealing damage to both bosses. Don't forget to use this from the ground if you get knocked down, and it can set you up really nicely and get you out of a tight jam. I said this before, but be sure to get the Phangan Blade prosthetic skill if you plan to use this prosthetic tool, as it makes it infinitely more effective. It only costs 3 points into the prosthetic arts tree in order to get it, so you can have this by the time you get the base version of this tool. You will not regret it. The Mistraven is a fantastic way to deal with bosses and mini-bosses that use many different perilous attacks. Since it isn't always easy to discern if it's a thrust or a sweep attack being performed, this can make things a bit easier by simply pressing R2 no matter which is the case. Just keep in mind that this prosthetic cannot be used on grab perilous attacks, so you'll still have to look out for those. The Mistraven can be a lifesaver if you're fighting an enemy that has long combo chains and you're about to be posture broken. Hit Mistraven just before your posture breaks in order to retreat or get away from the combo, turning a bad situation into an opening to attack. Lastly, if you're taking damage over time from burning or poisoned, you can use the Mistraven at will. This increases your efficiency with this tool because enemies often have long windups that you can get behind much earlier in the swing, allowing for more attacks before they finish. One way you can become poisoned easily is by using the consumable Contact Medicine. When applied, you'll gain a much milder form of poison, taking less damage than you would regularly. This allows you to use Mistraven in any scenario, not just ones that involve poison or fire. You can farm this item from the Infested Monks in Senpo Temple Main Hall if you have the Mortal Blade or if you have the Golden Vortex. Stay tuned for more prosthetic tool guides, and be sure to check out our boss and beginner guides if you need more help with the game.